This is the Arduino Uno Q. It's a result of Qualcomm's acquisition of Arduino, and it represents the first major product from the partnership. This is Arduino's attempt to bring artificial intelligence into the maker ecosystem. Now, whether this board will succeed in the market is uncertain. At around $44 to $50, it's competing against Raspberry Pi boards that offer more raw performance and against ESP32 boards that cost a fraction of the price. But it's an interesting approach to a real problem, making AI accessible to Arduino users without requiring them to become Linux experts. Over the next 10 minutes, I'll show you what this board can do, test the preloaded AI models, and help you decide whether it's worth considering for your projects. I'll also explain some important limitations that aren't immediately obvious from the marketing materials. Hi, I'm Peter from Tech Explorations. I teach electronics and embedded systems, and I've been working with Arduino boards for over a decade. Let's see if this new direction that Arduino is taking makes sense. The Uno Q brings AI capabilities into the Arduino ecosystem while maintaining the familiar development environment. At least that's a goal. Whether it achieves that goal at a competitive price point is what we're here to evaluate. This is the commercial challenge that the Uno Q faces. You're paying for the integration and the simplified AI development environment, not for cutting-edge AI performance. Whether that value proposition resonates with makers remains to be seen. Now, let's set up the board and look at the development environment. This is where the integration work shows. I'll need, of course, the Arduino Uno Q, a USB hub with power delivery port, a couple of USB ports, and a HDMI port. I'll be using my Arduino Uno Q as a standalone computer, so I will need a keyboard and mouse, which I'm connecting to the USB hub via a dongle. And I've also connected the HDMI port and finally power to boot up the Arduino Uno Q. And as soon as I provide power, Linux will start to boot on the CPU. You can see Linux booted, sped up this part a little bit, logged into the Linux Debian operating system, and started the Arduino App Lab. Let's test the object detection models. Everything that I'm about to show you is preloaded, so no additional setup is required. To run this experiment, I'm using my Arduino Uno Q in standalone mode, plus a USB webcam that I've plugged into the same USB hub. Now we are in Arduino App Lab in the examples page, and down the bottom you can see the detect objects on camera example, which is the one that we are going to look at. Click on it and we go to the editor where you can look at the README tabs for some information, and then I'm going to drill into the main.py Python script, which is the only script in this example. The whole program is just about 20 lines of actual code. At the top we have our importers. App is the main application framework, Web UI gives us the web interface, and video object detection is the brick that runs the AI model. We also import datetime for timestamping our detections. Next, we initialize our two main components, the Web UI and the detection stream. Notice the detection stream is configured with a 50% confidence threshold and 0 debounce, meaning it will report detections as fast as they come in. This line here lets the web interface override the confidence threshold dynamically when the user adjusts the slider. The core logic is in this callback function, send detections to UI. Whenever the AI detects objects, it receives a dictionary of what was found. The function loops through each detection, packages it up with the object name, confidence score, and a timestamp, and then sends it to the web interface. We register that callback with onDetectAll, so it fires for every detection event. And finally, app.run starts everything up. What's notable here is what's missing. There's no bridge communication to the Arduino side. This example only sends data to the web UI. In our person detector app, which I document in my follow-up video, we'll add that bridge integration to control the LED matrix. So I tested the object detection model with a variety of different objects on my desk, and you can see how good or not so good the model is. So a cup, yep, it got it. Wasn't able to figure out what this object is. Initially thought that my phone was a mouse, then it got it correctly. With the pen, nope, it thinks it's a surfboard. Here's a pencil, mechanical pencil. It also thinks it's a surfboard with quite high certainty. And this coin, it thinks it's a kite or frisbee. It got the mouse right. And a glass of water, it thinks it's a cup. So, should you buy the Arduino Uno Q? The answer depends on what you value. If you're an Arduino user who wants to experiment with AI and you value the integrated environment and familiar Arduino workflow, then this board offers a reasonable path forward. The setup is simpler than configuring TensorFlow on a Raspberry Pi, and the dual processor architecture handles both AI and real-time control. If you found this video helpful, please do subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. I teach a lot of topics, including electronics, embedded systems, programming, and of course, creating and designing PCBs using KiCad. And I publish all these courses on techexplorations.com. Find more information about Tech Explorations and links in the description below.